So I grew up going to church my whole life, and I had a lot of head knowledge about Jesus. I knew a lot about him. Didn't really ever read the Bible myself, but I did hear the Word of God in church. But when I was 20 years old, I began to feel a real void in my life, an emptiness that I didn't know what it was from. I really didn't understand, but I began to question a lot about life. Is there a meaning to life? Do I have a purpose in this life? What's wrong with me? I don't feel joy. I'm missing something. I thought I'm gonna drop out of school, but one night I had a dream, and in this dream was a girl that I knew who she was, but we had never spoken, so we weren't even acquaintances. But she was in my dream, and in the dream, she talked me out of dropping out of college. So I woke up the next morning, I'm like, well, that was kind of wild. But I thought, okay, I think I'm not gonna drop out, everything's probably fine, which was kind of bizarre. But I saw her that morning that I woke up, saw her go into a class, and I stopped her, introduced myself, and thanked her for helping me decide not to drop out of college. She thought I was a little cuckoo probably, but she said, okay. As I got to know this girl, her name was Pam, I began to see there was something different about her, something totally different than anybody I had ever met before. She had a joy that wasn't dependent on her circumstances as I saw her go through some hard things. She had confidence in who she was and where she was going in life. And I thought, there's something about her. I wanted that. I really didn't know where it came from at first. But as I began to get to know her and saw that she was different because she had a relationship with Jesus. And one night she invited me to go with her to a Christian meeting, and at that meeting the gospel was presented very clearly, and I knew the minute I heard it, that's what I wanted. That's what I had been missing all along. And I thought I was a Christian, I really did, because I went to church. And of course I'm a Christian, I'm an American, go to church and all that stuff. But so that night I gave my heart to Jesus, put my faith and my trust in him for what he did for me on that cross. And truly, that emptiness that was in my heart was gone. And I had joy and I had purpose. I didn't know it was ahead of me and for me, but I knew it was going to be good. Of course, I hardly knew anything. But as I began to read his word, it suddenly made sense to me, and I had that my same friend that took me to that meeting actually began to disciple me. So I've gone through a lot in my life and in all these years since I met him. Even if I haven't been walking as closely with him at times, especially when my kids were little. And that's happened to me in other times in my life. What I have begun to experience more and more is that he wants to not just be in that one little part over here, but he wants to be involved with my entire life. We still need to ask God to give us a desire for him. The one thing I say often, Matthew 6:33, seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and then everything else will be added unto you. There's so many other things we are involved in, so many other things we can worry about, when Jesus just wants us, and he said it himself, to be involved with him, to be aware of him. I just want to spend the rest of my life knowing him more and more, because there's so much more to know.